with the custard eating contest. Last session we went through the Hall of Illusions, where some of our party members saw some freaky things while being shown their older and younger selves. The party bullied the Cyclops some more before going to the Big Top Extravaganza, where they saw a whole bunch of performances and performed themselves and really raised the spirits of all the carnival goers. After which, a large ogre individual named Burley, who was one of the performers at the Big Top, invited them to meet the carnival managers on their own time, whenever they see fit. And we finally ended last session 2 weeks ago with Brett, or Domino Faust's coin purse seemingly getting nabbed by someone, and him desperately looking around to recover that which he holds most dear, perhaps. So, do any of you guys as players have any questions before we go? I can swap us over in the meantime to carnival music.
Don't think so. Yeah. So cool. So we, at the moment we last left off, then Brett was had just darted away from us, right? Or Domino had just darted away from us towards this person, right?
Yeah. I'd say that he hasn't darted fully away from you guys, but he's definitely about to dart away in the direction of something that you can't really tell what he's chasing after.
I remember I looked around and saw someone walking away. Like I was able to find a suspect that I think did it, right? And I was gonna go in that direction.
Yeah. So you looked around, and the thing that caught your eye initially was someone who wasn't wearing a very colorful and kind of flamboyant outfit like most people are here. There seems to be an individual that's moving away from the party, so you can only see the back of their hood, and it's kind of this dark blackish gray hood that is moving away and kind of sticks out like a sore thumb a little bit.
Cool. Yeah, okay. I'll go ahead and switch over to our icons then if we're ready to go.
Sure. Let's go. I'm ready to be immersed.
All right. We got a couple icon updates for a couple of you too, so.
I guess Tyler is hard at work on the 3D busts of everyone.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for him to finish them before I start dropping characters, of course, as is tradition.
Yeah, 100%.
Meanwhile, me and my 2D self.
Oh yeah, you and Kate are next in line. So.
What, you don't want to sculpt a basic human when there's these fun fantasy characters to sculpt?
I just liked you guys as icons. I thought you put a lot into work into those, and they kind of like match each other, stylistically. So I think it kind of works.
Yeah. You guys made those icons yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah. Then I think they do a great job.
Yeah, it works out.
Because we had original art while you guys had inspo art. So.
That just means you're safe. That just means you're safer for longer.
Exactly.
Wait. No. Yeah. In the last campaign, I didn't have any direct art, and
excuse
you killed my characters.
Oh my gosh, and the one character that I had legitimate art for was the one that lived. It's a trend.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Nico's gonna, if he sees Domino dart away, he's not gonna, dart with him. He's not gonna give full speed breakneck chase, but he'll definitely start waltzing towards wherever he ends up going.
Yeah, I guess I'll start then. Domino's just gonna go after the person he thinks did it, and will even shout "Hey, stop, thief!" and try and clearly saying it loud enough to like see if the thief will like panic and start running to like kind of like bait out if this is the right person.
Okay. So, yeah, you all see Domino clearly break away from the group rather quickly. A lot of you, well, probably most of you, aren't quite sure why. So you don't break off after him as quickly because you're not super sure what's going on. But for those of you other than Nico, Roma, Makit, and Cade, what are you guys doing as you see your two companions, one of them break away very quickly and the other seemingly turning to look at you all briefly before following after?
And Kate would probably just shout, "Wait for me!" and start following.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we're kind of ride or die at this point. So,
Okay.
Roma hates thieves. I don't know if you guys know this.
I get that sense from Roma. Honestly.
Yeah, this person's about to find out the hard way.
I don't know. I could see Roma also just being like, "Well, I grabbed it, so it's rightfully mine."
That's different. That's different.
Oh, this is yours? Then why is it in my hand?
See how it looks in my pocket.
Sure. So again, the crowd is dispersing a little bit, but it's still a pretty thick crowd coming out of the big top. Since you're in direct pursuit, Domino, go ahead and make a. It's also difficult to keep line of sight on this individual because a lot of people are passing in front of your vision between you and this individual. Just go ahead and make a. Let's see what would be appropriate here.
Let's see if I have anything that could help him. I don't know that I do, but
I mean, once I see if this guy runs or not, I have an action that I'll do, so I'll be pretty focused on them.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check then. Well, actually, sorry, no, not perception. An investigation check.
I gave him a little bardic inspiration on that as well.
23
Okay.
plus, well, I guess if bardic, can I hold on to the bardic inspiration?
You could, yeah. It's
Okay.
yeah, it's in the next minute, I think, or in the next 10 minutes. So.
I mean, I can add it to that 23. I just feel like 23 is pretty solid.
Yeah, up to you.
What did you roll? Oh, you rolled a 17. Wow.
Yeah, +6, baby. Yeah, I mean, I'll add bardic inspiration to that. I want to find the person that took my money. That's all I care about.
Okay.
What is it? A D6?
I already rolled it, so it was 5 points.
Oh, okay. So 28.
Okay. Yeah, as you yell out towards this individual, you definitely get the sense that their movement is changing a little bit. A lot of people stop for a moment and like look towards you, because you're yelling in not a joyous way, perhaps, and you're actually actively yelling out thief. So they're looking at you and like awkwardly looking around. A few of them are like pointing to themselves, like, "Are you talking to me?" And,
So, did this individual because like other people that don't know what's going on, they'll look at me and be like, "Oh, what's this commotion going on?" But if the thief didn't look at me and changed up their habits, then like that, I'm just gonna assume like, oh, they knew, they don't need to turn around and look, they knew and
Yeah.
are running.
the individual did not turn around. They have not picked up speed, but they have like kind of changed their footwork a little bit. They seem to be moving in a way that is attempting to break line of sight.
Suspect.
As soon as I notice like a change in movement and like make that connection that it's a sign of guilt, I'll go ahead and activate my trap card. I'll pull out like a card will just appear in Domino's hands and then fade into magic, and we'll cast Hold Person on the thief.
You robbed the
okay.
wrong dude.
Go ahead and
I still have no spells.
What do you mean? No spell
that'll do it. No, I
Oh,
have not given him spells yet. Let me go ahead and do that for you really quick.
And it was my Emperor card that I am using.
Right.
The Emperor. I will use Hold Person.
Man, I've got to learn how this tarot thing works. It sounds
We
really
all will
cool.
by the end of the campaign.
Yeah.
We'll all be versed in tarot.
Okay, so what is your wisdom modifier?
My Wisdom modifier is a +3.
Okay, and your proficiency, I believe, is 2. So
My spell DC. Wait. Yeah, I don't know if that's added right. Wait, Wisdom. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
here, I'll grab it for you for just a second. So we want hold person, right? Alrighty. Go ahead and make this. Alright. You should have whole person now, so go ahead and click that and it'll add everything.
Nice. There it is.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it just didn't like that I didn't have any spell slots.
Sure.
I just had to like figure it out.
Oh, I was selecting you. I don't want that. I don't want you to have to save from your own whole person. That would be
Oh shit!
Correct.
The person holds up a mirror.
Play yourself.
okay. You actually feel your magic fire out. You feel this paralytic magic, and you can kind of feel in a strange way emanating from your tarot card. Your magic extend through the crowd and weave through all these individuals, and you feel it come into contact with this individual, and you feel them stop, and then they break away, and they seem to not have been taken effect by this magic, and you actually see them begin to pick up pace at this point.
I'm going to just continue chase after them.
Do I have time to make an action as well, Zerk?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
If I can, Realm is going to be in pursuit along with Domino, and if she can find a clear line of sight, I want to try to use Thorn Whip.
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception check to see if you can see this individual. As you'll need to do some deduction because you're not really sure who you're looking for or whatnot, you know.
Oof.
Okay. Wow, this is crazy. So, yeah, you immediately like jump up and down like 1 or 2 times, and you look in the direction that Domino is firing some magic, and you actually see that like after he pulls out a tarot card and it flashes with some magic, a few people like step back and kind of make an opening in front of Domino towards this person. Not completely, but you can easily see this individual that Domino is trying to get a hold of, per se. And you do see them like at this point you stopped to cast some magic, and they're getting a little bit farther away, but they're probably about 40 feet in front of you at this point.
And that's outside the range of my Thorn Whip.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Wait, let me check one more thing. Just because we haven't done much combat, I'm going to use this spell right now. They are within range of my Fairy Fire.
Oh, no joke. Not playing around.
Okay.
How many what?
So, sorry, I'm not too familiar with using the spells. Level 1. Oh, cool. It lets me pick what level. Consume spell slot. What's place measured template? That's sick.
Some
Yo, this program is sick. Is this the guy? Is this the dude?
is what the dude?
Is this him over by Lost Property? Is that the icon for them?
No. There's not an icon for this individual.
Okay. Could you ping what direction they might be in? Kind of like
To the west of you all. They're heading towards the Halls of Illusion, and they're kind of at the point where the path is starting to bend down to the south a little bit.
All right. Roma's gonna cast Fairy Fire. Right here. 20 feet is a lot.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
It has 60 foot of range, but 20 foot radius. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
So
I guess
let's see. So you do catch a lot of fairgoers in your Fairy Fire AOE, and most of them are commoners, so it's pretty safe to assume that most of them fail. So you do see a lot of individuals begin to glow with your Fairy Fire energy. The magic does fall upon them, and they fail.
Nice.
Okay, so they do begin to glow brightly with this. What color is your Fairy Fire magic as you fire it upon the crowd?
Yeah. Well, when you say it like that, it makes it sound like it's a whole thing. So as Roma's running, she sees he's too far away for a thorn whip, so she skids to a stop and punches her fingers down into the wet soil from the fairgrounds, and puts her left hand over her eye patch. And in a big cube next to the Halls of Illusion, you guys see this big explosion of pink neon fireflies kind of shoot up, and all the fairgoers that were kind of in that area now have an outline that's slowly drifting fireflies off of it, of like pink neon.
Oh,
Okay.
Cool.
Very cool. And yeah, you can actually see now that the Fairy Fire magic is upon this individual. They kind of stop for a moment before continuing on. You can tell that the cloak that they are wearing seems to be almost adorned all over it with. You're not quite sure from this distance if it's just cut up into long strips, or if it's actually adorned with long. Like feather-like material, but it seems to be very flowy. It's not all one piece. It's almost as if it's a kind of a raven-like hood and cowl and long robe that this individual is wearing as they move past you.
Now that like all of that stuff is lit up, can we all kind of see the guy, or can we make perception checks to try to see him, or?
I'd say at this point you all can see the individual. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if we're in like a turn order or anything, but I might try something if I'm freed up to do so.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Cool. Yeah. Nico's gonna like after the pink neon kind of highlights where this guy is. Let me make sure this is within range. Yeah. Nico's going to take his mandolin out and go, halt! And he's gonna cast command.
Okay.
I love it, dude. More of that.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So another wisdom saving throw from this individual.
Dude, he fucked with the wrong group.
Okay. He is still glowing, but he does not seem to halt. And at this
Ooh,
point, he
damn.
probably gets another 10, 15 feet on you all. Domino, I know that you said you were actively pursuing. So go ahead and make a athletics check to see if you can keep up with this individual.
My man, Cade, has 40-foot movement instead of a standard 30, so
Yo, good afternoon.
I'd
Gosh.
like to just
He's got the +1.
catch right up.
Okay. Then you can, if you're going to actively try and chase after this individual with Domino, go ahead and make an athletics as well. And I cannot wait to show you guys the rolls after
Oh
this
my
session.
goodness, dude.
Can I use acrobatics instead to parkour my way there?
Sure, yes, because of your background. I'll give it to you. Okay.
Wow.
Domino, you are not quite sure why, but you are expertly getting through this crowd. You're bobbing and weaving. You're not bumping into too many people, especially as you get farther away from the big top. I will say, though, you think you're doing very well until you look up in the direction of where this individual was going, and they've gained about 20 feet on you. They are at this point getting to the point where they're starting to get hard to see because they're so far away down the causeway. It's pretty tough, but you could still barely see them in the distance. They're probably about like 60 to probably 70 to 80 feet away from you at this point. Let me actually measure it. Yeah.
If we lose him, surely some of our contacts on the fairgrounds here could help us find him.
I can't even hear anything. I'm just springing after.
I'm saying that to Makit and Roma, who I'm assuming are still by me, so...
Sure. And the only reason why you can really, you haven't given up the chase at this point, Domino, is because the individual is now glowing and running through a crowd of people that are not glowing, right? It's making it a lot easier to keep up with them. Is there anything you want to do, or do you want to keep trying to chase after?
Hang on, I'm refreshing myself on the uses of prestidigitation. If there's anything I can do. I don't think it's... Oh, 10 feet. Yeah, definitely not. I think I'd get fired if I firebolt this person.
It might reflect poorly on you, but, you know.
That's a quick way to find out.
Yeah.
I don't know how much custom control over this spell I could have to, not hit them, but, shoot it in front of them and explode it like a firework or something.
Man.
I will say, because of how thick the crowd is and the fact that you don't have, an angle on this person, you're just
never mind.
on the same level. You probably it would very much depend on your attack roll and how accurate you are.
I'm just not gonna risk.
It could go poorly.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna risk that.
Cut to Natty 1 burns down half of the fair.
Yeah, I'm not ready to scorch some fairgoers.
You're gonna hit Campbell.
Yeah, I'll just keep chasing them.
Okay, and then Domino and Cade go ahead and make another athletics check.
Oh my gosh. You hate to see
You
it.
said athletics?
Yeah.
Oh no,
Bruh.
dude. Wow.
Yeah.
Possibly really hurt you.
This individual did not roll like a god this time, but they still rolled better than a 9. At this point, you all turn the bend around this portion where it turns south, and the individual just seems to be gone at this point. You don't really have a line of sight on them at this point. They seem to have disappeared somewhere around, somewhere between the snail racing and the Pixie Kingdom and the outstare of the Cyclops.
It's fine. I'm sure the Cyclops will help us.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll keep running that direction, and when we get to the Cyclops, I'll ask if we saw a glowing individual go anywhere.
The Cyclops that we harassed and...
I don't feel like I was that mean to the Cyclops.
You
None of
might
us
not
were.
have been.
No, none of us were.
But yeah, I want my money back. I'm continuing the chase.
Sure. And you get to right about here, and this is kind of where you kind of slow down and you realize that you've kind of lost this individual. The rest of the party, Makit, Nico, and Roma, are you guys following behind, or are you still standing out in front of the big top after casting those spells?
Kate's following behind, but she doesn't have any way to help, so she's just kind of like lagging behind a bit.
Yeah, Nico's gonna head that way too. He's gonna mention, I wanted to check out something here. Nonetheless, so perhaps we'll catch up to Domino once he's finished his pursuit.
Okay. Cool. So,
Nico's gonna start to head to the fortune teller box, basically.
okay, cool. Makit, do you want to go with Roma and follow the companions, or are you guys wanting to go with Nico? Roma and Makit.
I think Roma would try to catch up to the thief.
Okay.
To be honest.
If you guys are doing that, he'll follow you guys. He's not gonna go off by himself yet, but.
And Roma, could we be running? We're running side by side, and you're like, "Hey, I'm gonna check out the box."
Yeah.
Nico, please stay with me. We get to finally beat up a thief.
Of course.
Come.
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
he
so-
would have started to. She would have like been in the process of starting to follow Nico, and then as soon as Roma started yelling at him, she'd be like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Nico's sped up to like sort of a light jaunt, but he's actually pretty quick, so hopefully we can catch up, or at least gain on the two sprinters ahead of us.
Yeah, and you guys do, because Domino and Cade, you guys come to a stop having lost this individual around where your markers are, around the outstair, the Cyclops stand. What are you all wanting to do? If you want to look around, you can feel free to make a perception check, or you can stop. You still see the Witchlight hands kind of manning this area.
I'd look around, try to find if we can see the glowing.
Yeah, if there are any fairgoers or hands around, I'll just kind of ask them if they saw somebody come this way, that a glowing person run this way.
Okay, cool. So you ask a few individuals. You ask a man who looks to be in his early 30s. He introduces himself as Merrick, and he does say, "Yeah, there was a strange-looking individual that ran past here. Was all glowy and pink-ish, and I mean, not necessarily something out of the ordinary at the fair, so I didn't give it too much mind, but they ran that way." And he points kind of down towards the mystery mine.
Ooh, okay.
Here we go into the mystery mine.
Yeah. Nico will, thank you, good sir. Thank you kindly. And he'll run to catch up with Domino and let him know, and sort of start pointing towards the mine.
As soon as Domino gets any indication of direction, he's off.
Okay. Makit, as you catch up with them, you take a look around, and you actually notice, you actually see something glowing. Kind of, you see where this ring toss stand is, right here? You see how there's kind of the raised platform in front of him that you all stood on to do the outstare the Cyclops. You actually see something glowing pinkish peeking out from underneath that stand.
Okay.
It looks like a from the distance that you're at, looks kind of like a little bundle of rags almost.
Okay. I wish I had spells that didn't murder people. Makit would drop to the ground and start. Her eyes will get all wide, like when cats are about to pounce on something. And she's just gonna run under there and try to grab whatever she's seeing.
Okay. So you run under there and you pull this thing out, and a few of you stop to look what she's doing. And you actually see her pull out what looks like a robe, or like a cowled robe. And indeed, it is glowing with the same type of hue of magic that the fairy fire emitted. And now that you're looking at it a lot closer, it does look like it's a stripped robe almost. Like the bottom of it that extends across the legs is not one large like skirt piece. It's like stripped into several long strips to where the legs can move more freely. At the end of each one of these strips, there's pigment embossed at the ends of them with brownish hues. And the cowl, the part that you actually pull over your hood, kind of has the same thing going on. It's very much stylized in a way that makes it look like it's almost like a feathered robe and cowl, but it's all one piece. And the interior of the actual hood portion is lined with this really nice kind of like matte leather. You pull it out, and it's very much, vibrating or glowing with this fairy fire magic, though you would know that the individual will probably still be glowing as well.
Okay. She'll just toss it down and follow after Domino and whoever is going with them.
Okay. So where are you? You guys are heading towards the mystery mine, or just in that direction?
I think towards the mystery mine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. So did we ever ask the Cyclops if he had seen anything?
Nope.
Nope, not the Cyclops.
Oh, I would have shouted to him as we went by.
Oh. You as you go by him, there seems to be a small half-elf girl that is trying to beat the Cyclops in a staring contest. Do you want to shout at them, or do you want to go up and talk to them?
If they're in the middle of something, then no. It's just like as we were passing out. If it would have been quick, then I would have like yelled to ask. But
Okay.
all right. So I guess not doing that then.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll continue to the mine.
Yeah, I want to go to the mine. I want to do a chase in the mine. That sounds awesome.
I'll tell Makit to bring the cloak too.
Okay. So you all
She'll
head.
carry it with her. That
Alright.
cloak. Yeah.
So you guys head to the entrance of the mystery mine, and here you see, propelled by magic, there are mine carts laden with fairgoers trundle into an opening carved like a dragon's mouth. The carts reappear moments later on the far side of the attraction, with the passengers expressing a mixture of bewilderment, fear, and excitement. And you see kind of out in the center of this large wooden platform with this eye-like spire jutting out from the center of it. At the base of it, you see a male dwarf dressed like a wizard shout, "Unlock the mysteries of the mind in the mystery mine." And you take a look at him, and he has bushy eyebrows. He wears a long, very stereotypical pointy wizard's hat, and he's holding a large clockwork contraption shaped like a giant eye, almost like a big mallet, if you will. And he says, as you all approach, he says, "Ah, would you like to take a ride in the mystery mine?"
Did you see a man come through here? Shady looking. Not dressed like us, but dressed in sort of drab clothes.
Yeah, do we get any like discernible features from whoever stole my money? Height, race, gender?
Race you didn't pick up on, nor gender. All you could tell, because this individual was cloaked and you only saw them from behind they were about humanoid height.
Okay.
They weren't shorter like Makit or Roma, and they weren't particularly tall either.
About yay high.
Also, glowing pink. Also, like, glowing. Did any glowing people come through?
Is he still glowing?
Yes, he should be. As long as the effect is on the clock here, we know he's also highlighted.
Yes, I've had a few glowing individuals come by.
No, not a few. In the past few minutes, has somebody glowing pink come through here? Please, it's urgent.
Yes, they took a ride on the mystery mine, but
Oh, perfect. And I was like, perfect. I'll have you stamp my ticket after, and I'll...
No, sir. Stamp the tickets first.
Cardinal
Ticket,
sin.
please.
Yeah.
I insist.
Nico holds out his ticket.
You're not going to swindle Zafixo today and the mystery mine. Yes, please.
So. Oh my god.
He's so prideful.
Zafixo.
Come on. Tickets.
Yeah, I'll hand him my ticket and very hurriedly try and get in.
He takes it and he stamps your ticket.
One of you guys should probably wait at the exit if they come out.
Yeah, I was going to suggest that to do.
And I'll rush in.
Okay. Who's going in to the mystery mine and who is staying out then?
I'm gonna stay out. Roma's gonna stay out, and I'll be like, someone else stay out with me. Please.
Stay out too.
Yeah.
I don't want to be alone.
They'll stay out too. Okay.
Yeah.
Beowin volunteers to stay out.
Yeah, I'll jump in with Domino. Maybe I could be of some use. So I don't know.
Okay.
Do we share a cart here? Is that the deal? Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'll jump
Yeah.
in with Domino.
It seems like
Is there room for 3?
there's room for 8.
Well,
Oh,
so...
Cade's coming.
Alright, never mind, we'll go in first, and I guess we'll see. It's like if he's already gone in, and it's a set track, we're just going to be going at the same pace. It's not like we can catch up to them in their ride.
Well, so,
I don't think it's the same pace.
Yeah, we could always hop out and
This is an
Yeah, that's
insane carnival.
That's what I'm thinking, is if I can hop out and just, like, run ahead.
yeah.
I'm gonna do that as soon as I can, but...
Okay, you take a look into the section through the dragon's mouth that that the carts are heading into, and you see almost immediately, just a few feet in, that you probably couldn't see unless you were on the ground peering in or actually in a cart about to head in, that just inside is like this wall of prismatic energy that looks like a kind of a vertical wall of water that the carts are heading into. So you actually can't see in, but
Yeah.
and as Safixo actually sees you edging towards the edge of the dragon's mouth, not in a cart, he says, "Excuse me! No! Only in a cart! For your own safety. I cannot be responsible for whatever happens to you, and I really mean whatever happens to you if you go in there on foot."
Perhaps we'll see him. It's fine. We have people waiting on the other end, Domino. He won't escape us.
Sure. Let's just get a move on, guys. Come on.
Okay. So let's see. You 3 are going in. Cade. Okay. Cade, Nico, and Domino, I need you all to DM me the name of a creature that you all fear in Discord.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Oh my goodness, dude.
I believe I asked you this of you last time, so I think, Domino, you might have already sent it to me.
Yeah.
But I need one from Nico and Cade, I believe.
No, I sent it.
Oh, okay, did you?
Here,
I'll paste it again.
yeah, let me jump in our Discord here. Let's see. I'm just gonna pull something out of the ether. Let's see. Carnies,
Okay.
circus folk. Isn't that the Austin Powers line?
Okay.
No, that's
So-
not it though.
You're in the wrong spot for that.
Yeah.
You all get into the cart, and you, much to your begrudging, Domino, it's very rickety. It's very 20-year-old Walmart shopping cart. Like it's to the left and right, and you head in, and as your cart moves through this strange magical wall, you almost seem to your stomach immediately drops as the cart downward. Let me go ahead and change the music here for a second while we're running through here.
Hopefully we all get pictures at the end, like us with our arms up. Vision scrolls,
Oh my gosh. I love this music.
So your cart hurtles downwards along a track. You pass through the dragon's mouth and hurtle downwards. The ride plunges you into an illusionary filled demiplane, and you look all around, and the landscape doesn't make sense to you at all. You see undulating hills rolling on top of each other. You see trees sprout up instantly through the ground and begin to move in this corkscrew pattern, almost corkscrewing like on themselves before bursting. And you look up and you see this prismatic, almost like kaleidoscope sky, and you guys are just like it's like just a constant downhill like roller coaster. And there's like several times every like 2 or 3 seconds that you think that the cart is surely going to fly off its rails, and you all almost feel, as you turn to the left, the wheels pull up on one side and then slam down as you pull to the other direction, and the other set of wheels go up.
Yeah.
At one point,
I should have stayed at the entrance.
at one point the cart hurtles downwards and does this barrel roll pattern, almost defying gravity. And as you careen down into what looks like an ocean, and you all like instinctually take a gasp of air and you plunge into this water. You hold your eyes closed, but immediately almost open them back up, and you look around and you seem to be almost floating in space. There seems to be the stars all around you, and then all at once a group of 3 massive mind flayers fly upwards into your view and startle you all. Their tentacles reaching out for each one of you. I need each of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
No!
Are you guys seeing this too?
Yeah, Nico has forgotten why we came down here, and he's just screaming at the moment. Wisdom saving throw, you said?
Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Oh, bad. Bad.
Okay. So Nico, you just scream straight up. You scream, and Domino, it takes you by surprise, and you let out the start of a little squeal, but you're able to hold it in. And Cade, you also are pretty tough as well. You don't have any problem.
Cade's like our stoic monk.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a ride.
Uh-huh.
Let me see if I can get this to loop. No, probably can't. All right, you splash somehow out of this, cosmic waterscape, and you find yourself in what looks like to be a countryside of sorts. rolling hills that are just undulating over each other once again, and you see this dark storm begin to roll in, and your cart slams into it, and you can't see much in any direction. The rain is super thick, the winds gust you from left to right in the cart. The bottom of the cart almost is beginning to fill with water up to your ankles at this point, and there's just a dark thunder and lightning stricken sky above you when you all see a giant shadow cross over you, and it all takes you by surprise. You all look up and to the left before you feel two large talons grab onto the back of your cart, and you turn around and you see a large periton, which is a large
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Let me see if I can. Didn't have a picture of this prepared, but I can show it to you guys in Discord here. Yeah, this thing. It looks like a large mix between a falcon, a bird, and an elk. It has large elk-like talons and horns on its head, and it screeches out, and as it does, the storm around you almost seems to crescendo in its wake. I need the three of you to make another wisdom saving throw for me.
What the hell kind of ride is this?
Yeah, let's see. Man, I am not good at wisdom.
Uh-oh.
It's a tough night out here on the dice.
Yep.
Brett with the +6 wisdom save. What is that?
Okay, at the Domino, you've brought yourself back a little bit here, so it doesn't catch you by surprise as much as the Mind Flayers did. Nico, you continue to just scream your head off.
Nico has stopped screaming and started bleeding. He's just like...
Cade, you were pretty stoic in the face of the Mind Flayers, but for some reason, this large creature coming up behind you and almost lifting up your cart is too much for you to hold in. You belt in the face of it as well. But it isn't long until the edge of the storm breaks, and your cart seems to be heading into the opening of the side of a mountain, and you head inside of into this rocky cavern, and you're actually met with a dimly lit cavern, and this pustulous smell of rot and kind of hard standing water hits your nose, and you come to find that you're inside of a subterranean swamp with catgrass and large bubbles bubbling up from this like soup-like gruel that is just extending in front of you in all directions. And the cart actually slows down and almost stops for a moment before you hear and you all see three large masses begin to protrude from the swamp as three large just wart-ridden toads crash up, spraying this bile all over you.
Anything but that!
They let loose these gurgling howls, and their like whip-like tongues whip all over the sides of this cart and never actually make contact with you, but it's still harrowing nonetheless. Let's get one last round of wisdom saving throws here from the group.
Oh man. This is actually the most thematic roll. Perfect.
Yeah, me too. My creature was the periton.
Domino's eyes are just closed, and he's just like desperate, like, I just want my money.
Too greedy to be scared.
and it's that kind of conviction that keeps you from screaming. And at this point, you almost Nico's screams reach the point to where he just goes quiet for a moment, and you guys almost like you guys have to take a look at him, and because you feel like he's probably passed out, and sure enough, Nico is just like paralyzed on the ground with fear.
Yeah.
Cade, you're okay, startled but not screaming.
You, you look
Go
over
ahead.
at Nico, and he's got straight up goat eyes, and he did like a goat yell before he passed out. He did like a ah! And then, just
Very good.
yeah.
And then all at once, the almost stopped minecart shoots forward and just it is in this constant forward direction. You see in the very far distance another prismatic vertical wall of magical water as it careen closer, 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 and then crash through it. And you're met with daylight once again as you emerge from the other side of the mystery mine.
Can we see the carts in front of us at this point?
You do see the carts in front of you. You look out and you can see that a few groups of people are getting into carts to head in. There's one or two carts of people in front of you getting out. Go ahead and make a perception check for me. The rest of the group, Roma, Makit, go ahead and make a perception check for you all as well while you're standing outside of the mystery mine. Yeah, Makit and Roma, turns out you guys actually really wanted to go into the mystery mine and you're kind of upset that you didn't actually go in, so you guys aren't really paying much attention to anything that is going on around you.
Did we hear them screaming?
No, they are truly somewhere else. You do, however, see their cart exit the far side of the mystery mine. Completely pristine, just as it was when it went in, but you see the look of fear in your companion Cade and Domino's eyes, and you don't even see Nico because he is at the bottom of the cart.
I think he would have run up to them and been like, well, how was it? Was it fun?
I think it's safe to say we didn't see the culprit in there.
Yeah, I'm just immediately looking into the carts ahead. I had an 18 perception. I'm back in trying to find the person. And if I see them, I'm bolting out of the cart and going for them.
I think they would have lost their highlight by now, by the way. I think the duration on that spell is only 1 minute.
Yeah. Domino, unfortunately you look around and you're unsure how many carts ahead they were of you, but you don't see anyone matching a sketchy description or glowing, in fact, exiting the mystery mine. You do see a couple individuals standing around the front of the mystery mine, kind of contemplating whether or not they're going to go in, kind of around your companions, Makit and Roma, but you don't see anyone bolting off. And certainly the only individuals getting off of the mystery mine in front of you are like families with children and stuff.
I'm pissed, but I'm just looking around.
Yeah, Nico's just got his hooves up, like laying in the cart as it continues to go around the track.
Yeah, at this point, you've recovered to the point where you can control yourself. You're no longer fainting. You're no longer the fainting goat, Nico. But you quickly pull yourself together, realizing that if you stay dilapidated in the cart for too long, it's going to send you back in.
Oh yeah,
So.
yeah. Nico mirthful leaps out of the cart, just like does a 10-foot jump onto the platform, and like he's like basically trying to run as far away from that thing as possible. So
Yeah, Cade doesn't waste time finagling in the cart.
Yeah.
Nico does a little gallop, like a little goat gallop.
As I pass the companions that were outside, oh, did you see anyone come out? And I'm gonna go back like out into the aisle or the like walkway out here and start looking around again.
Okay. Make a. Are you just wanting to pick up anything that looks off or anything?
Yeah, he's just trying to find anything. He just wants his money back. Did he lose all his money?
Yeah.
Yeah. He is desperate for his money back.
Sure.
My whole subclass is his addiction to money. This is not good for him.
Make a perception or investigation check, whichever you prefer.
Domino, perhaps the best course of action is to just.
I'm using a lucky.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Perhaps it's best we just round the fair and we'll run into him again later.
Dude, you don't know how much money I had in there. Like, it took me a while to save up that much. I need to get it back.
Sorry, old boy.
Is this how the fair normally runs?
Well, there's no shortage of cheats and charlatans at the Witchlight, that's for sure.
Domino's just groaning, but like he's still just looking around.
So, did you like the Fixo's mystery mine?
I'm not even paying attention to him.
Did it bewilder you or frighten you?
I rolled a 19 Zerk. Where's my money?
Shall the little ones go in next? Motioning towards Makit and Roma.
Oh yeah, should we go in? That looks so fun.
Beowin says, "Yes, we have to try."
Let's see.
Why are you all so sweaty?
Even for the few of you that weren't as frightened as Nico, you guys are all visibly sweating.
Yeah, you look over at Nico and his ear has been twitching since he's come out. Like his big floppy ear has just been like, just batting against his horn. You know.
I think Makit rolled well enough that she can read their body language. I rolled a 17 to check to see if she would be willing to go, and she saw them, and she saw Nico especially, and was like, maybe this ride isn't as fun as we thought it was gonna be.
But we have to try.
Terror, terror. It's quite the scarer.
Oh good, Nico's back. He's back to his old self.
Yeah. And he paws at his ear to try, once he notices it's twitching, to try to get it to stop.
Domino, who should we go to? Can we go to the carnival police?
Domino's not even. I still just looking around, not paying attention to the companions.
Domino, with a 19 perception, it's tough, right? Because you lost the trail, you went through the mine. You're not even 100% sure if the individual went through the mine, even though Sufixo said he did.
Oh, that bastard lied to us.
You don't notice much out of the ordinary, and I mean you've been round the bend enough to realize that it's probably just it's at the point where you either need to give up on it at this point, or maybe ask some Witchlight hand officials or what. But you don't see any trace of the individual anywhere.
Yeah, I'll keep running like up this way to see if I notice anything, and I'll make my way up to the main gate and talk to officials if I get there.
Yeah, put out an 8BB. Ask the hands. Perhaps they'll catch him in the act later. Once a thief, always a thief. I'm sure you're not the only mark.
Okay. So you're wanting to head up towards the ticket booth in that direction?
Yeah.
Okay. is everyone else gonna stay behind or go with them, or?
I think we'll probably roll as a group unless you
Yeah.
have another reason to split up.
We're going back towards the like the big top and stuff, right?
It's like here, I think, right? The ticket booth. We're
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
let the staff know that there's a goddamn thief at the carnival.
No, yeah, we could go with him. Nico will actually, he wants to go up to his cart and untether, choose his pony, and bring him along with us. That way, Makit or Roma or whoever has a means of transport as we continue to traverse the fairgrounds.
Okay. At this point, I'm gonna go through the process of screenshotting Domino's gold in case he ever gets it back before I wipe it all out.
Rest in peace, Domino.
Absolutely.
I'm
brutal.
so mad.
I
Why? We haven't had to buy anything yet.
It's all good.
All right, you head up towards the ticket booth. You grab you're bringing your pony with you.
Yeah. I figure I don't want to leave him behind. Makit, I don't know how you like ponies, but Juice is a nice one. If you do wish to ride around, you're welcome to. I just can't stand to leave him by himself for this long.
Well, he can follow us. I like walking though.
Indeed. Right. Suit yourself, and then Nico will actually jump up on him, much to his chagrin. Nico's a little big for Choose, but...
Okay, so are you guys wanting to go talk to the ticketer at the ticket booth, or you guys just wandering around?
Well, I'll wait for Domino to go discuss the person with the ticket booth. In the meantime, though, Nico is going to actually hang up the piñata he won from his cart, and just play a couple chords on his mandolin and say, "Come one, come all, take a swing, take a swing." And he's gonna string it up and let whoever's around take a crack at it.
Take a swing at...
The piñata that he won.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you definitely attract... go ahead and make a performance check.
Sure. Let's see. Performance.
Okay. The 13, yeah, you definitely attract some younger ones to come up, and it's very cute. They go through the process of taking turns with a small bat swinging at the piñata. A lot of misses, but a lot of laughs and claps while you're waiting for your companion to sort out whatever it is that he's wanting to do. I'll go ahead and move you guys up in that direction. So Domino, I guess since you're spearheading this, what are you wanting to do about the situation? Do you just want to continue about the business as usual at the fair and continue to peruse it, or are you wanting to talk to someone?
I mean, I guess I probably along the way would have asked Nico who I should go talk to about this since he works here, or Cade. Even.
Yeah. Nico, I'm not quite sure you would know. Go ahead, Nico and Cade, make an intelligence check.
Yeah.
Nico's kind of part-time working here. Cade is more permanent, so Cade's DC would probably be a little lower.
Ability or saving?
Ability.
Nope.
Cade is still shook from the mystery mine. Nico, you remember your brief orientation at the carnival, and you know that there's a lost property booth run by an unusual individual that goes by the name of Durlagron.
Delagran, that's right. Strange fellow, but I'll point you to him. And yeah, as the crew is like starting to separate at the ticket booth, he'll just like point right past those structures there with the apple and the onion. You'll find him.
I'm not sure lost property is what I'm looking for. I don't think the thief is gonna go turn in my money to lost property. He's probably gonna keep it. I'm looking for someone that's gonna find this son of a bitch.
Well, your property is lost, is it not? This is the person to inquire to if your property is lost, whether stolen or lost.
All right, I guess I'll go find that person.
Yeah. What was his name again, sir?
Durlagron.
Delagran. I'm gonna write that down so I remember.
Here, I posted it in the chat for you.
No, you made me say it.
Sorry.
That's gonna be
Wherever I have-
Cade
it's wherever
just
I have
screams.
selected.
Cade just screams out all of a sudden. Delagran!
His eyes glass
And then
over.
he's like-
Oh my God.
And he like grabs his throat and kind of looks around.
that's gonna be on the spelling bee, so write it down.
I'm
All
against
right.
spelling as a concept, so.
You would know and have been told that the lost property booth isn't too far. Actually, I mean, you can see it on the map. It's just a short walk to the northeast. If you want to head there.
Yep, I do.
Okay. Is anyone else going with Domino, or who's staying put?
Cade doesn't need to go report that, so
Okay.
he's not going.
Yeah, I mean, Nico will also invite the rest of the party to a couple of swings at the pinata if they wish to.
Maki she's down for that, so she's gonna go hit the pinata.
Alrighty. So Domino alone then.
Love to split the party.
Well, what's he gonna do? Get robbed?
Good
He's
point.
got nothing to lose.
Nothing.
What's the worst that could happen?
Damn,
He's a man on a mission.
that's rough.
Yep.
Alrighty. Domino, you head towards the lost property booth, and it's not really a booth. It's kind of like a small wagon. And outside the lost property wagon is a large feline creature with midnight blue fur. It has a pair of tentacles extending from its shoulders and wears fake butterfly wings. Hanging from its collar is a small wooden keg. The creature roughhouses with two young human boys. One boy squeals, "Again, Durla, again!" while the other hangs onto the creature's neck. Let me go ahead and show you what Durla looks like.
Yo, that's awesome.
Oh, that's
A
awesome.
butterfly kitty.
So you can quickly discern that Durla is not a person at all. Durla is a displacer beast that seems to tend to everything that is lost and hopefully soon to be found at the Witchlight Carnival. And he kind of notices you while you approach. He seems to have a very chill demeanor about him, very patient as he's playing with these children, kind of playing almost like fetch and wrestle with his two displacer appendages very, very gently with these children. And from what you can assume is that these are children that have been separated from their parents in one form or fashion at the carnival.
Very cool.
And I'll just kind of approach and kind of compose myself on the way and be like, "Excuse me, are you Durlagon?"
The displacer beast kind of lifts up his head rather effortlessly, since there's a child hanging from his neck, and she says, "Yes, can I help you?"
Yes, hi. I was sent by some coworkers of yours, Cade and Nico. They told me you might be able to help. I believe I've been a victim of a theft on the carnival grounds, and my coin purse and all of its belongings were taken by a thief who we tried to find, and we think we lost him down by the mystery mines, but I was told to come talk to you about either reporting it or hopefully being able to find my belongings.
He kind of hums a little bit to himself and sits upright. He kind of says, "Vero, Alowin, go amuse yourself in the wagon for a moment." And you see the child that's on the ground playing with a ball heads into the wagon, and the one that's hanging onto his neck drops down a little far, and for a moment you kind of think to go in to catch a child, but the displacer beast easily catches the child with one of his front paws, and lays him down, and he runs in to the lost and found wagon as well. He says, "So, a theft you're reporting, not something you've simply lost."
Yes, we were coming out of the. Was there a specific name to the show at the Big Top?
I think it's
I
just
can't
a big
remember.
top.
Just the Big Top
Okay.
extravaganza. Yeah.
We were coming out of one of the Big Top events, and we were among the crowd right in the center of the carnival, right outside Big Top, when it was snatched right from my hip, and we chased after the thief down to the south towards the mystery mines, and yeah, we lost him from there. We think he's still, or the individual's still within the park, but we were unable to find him.
Well, unfortunately, these things tend to happen from time to time, and I appreciate your patience with the carnival with such matters. What was stolen from you? Just coin?
Yes, and I do not remember exactly how much since you wiped my inventory clean, but Domino would know the exact to the coin amount that was in there.
Yeah, it was like 207 gold
Ooh.
and some change.
That's a lot of gold. Oh my goodness.
He says, "Did you have a rough description of the individual that I can alert the other Witchlight hands to be on the lookout for?"
We, from what I could tell, it was fairly humanoid build. I would have known how tall he was, right?
Yeah, he was probably, the individual was probably shorter, on the shorter side of like a human build, so probably 5'5", maybe a little less.
Okay, I'll describe as much of that as I can.
Okay.
His back was to us the entire time, but one of my companions managed to coat him in fairy fire residue, and he discarded his cloak down by the Cyclops stand, and we found those rags hidden underneath, and then suspected that he went in the mystery mine, but in hindsight, the attendant there might have not been truthful to us, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, 5'5" humanoid, somewhere on the southern part of the carnival.
Doesn't necessarily narrow many individuals down, but I will do my best to alert the rest of the hands, and we'll certainly be on the lookout for you. What was your name?
My name's Domino Faust. Pleasure meeting you.
Domino Faust, yes. Of course. Well, I thank you for alerting me to this matter. And I, on the behalf of the carnival, would like to apologize, of course, for any inconvenience this has served you. Perhaps if your coin is not found, the management can pay you some recompense to some degree.
I appreciate any help that you and the carnival might be able to provide. I do intend to be around for a while. I actually was here interviewing for a position, so I'll be around to help or can provide whatever needed. If you need to just reach out to me.
What were you applying for in the carnival?
I applied for the divination tarot reader here. Actually, right across the way from you.
Yeah, you point just a little bit down this causeway, and he goes, "Oh, divination! That's fantastic, especially since our last performer went. How long have you?" And he begins to ask you a question before you see his eyes dart very quickly to the left, towards the wagon, and you look in that direction as well in a brief moment, and you see Vero, the young boy, emerge from the wagon holding what looks like a large mirrored ball, almost kind of like a disco ball, not as large and not as prismatic, but like a large shiny orb, all the same. And he stops asking you this question, and as his eyes make contact with the orb, you see one of his tendrils snap towards the child and grab the orb out of the child's hand, and he says, "Vero, no! Do not touch that!" And it's kind of a stark change from the demeanor that he had before, and you see the child actually like jump and fall like down the 2 or 3 steps up to the wagon on his butt, and you can see tears begin to well up in the child's eyes as he begins to rub at his face and dashes down towards the south, kind of in the direction of where your party was, before he quickly dashes around and out of sight. And you see Dulagron go, "Excuse me, one moment, Mr. Faust. I will tell the hands of your situation, and we'll be on the lookout, but it seems like I must find something I have lost at this point as well."
Right. Of course, apologies for holding you up. I appreciate their help, and I hope to speak with you again.
Before you go, the boy's brother, Alowin, is still in the wagon. I am not permitted to leave the lost and found wagon, and I cannot leave him as well. If you happen to see Vero, please bring him back here. It will be some time until I'm able to leave the wagon, and I don't want him to go unattended for too long, and I don't want him suffering from my temper.
Yeah, certainly. Whatever I can do to help, I'll keep an eye out.
Thank you. Hopefully we can remedy each other's situations as quickly as possible. Good day, Mr. Faust. And you see him kind of like tuck away the orb, kind of underneath the back folds of his butterfly wings. And his butterfly wings, a note, are not prosthetics like everyone else's. His butterfly wings are seemingly very real. They flow and flap as any live thing would. And he kind of tucks it away and heads towards the front of the wagon to make sure Alowin is okay, kind of away from you.
Mm-hmm. Which way did Vero run?
He ran in this direction, kind of towards the ticket booth.
Oh, okay. Well, if that's the way, I need to head back to the group anyways. But Domino's also going to realize that this entire time chasing after the person and getting up here, he hasn't really taken a moment to compose himself, so he's going to, like, slick his fingers through his hair and, like, push his hair back and, like, adjust his collar and kind of tidy himself up after that kind of hassle and kind of just like sigh and mutter to himself about his money, and we'll keep an eye out for Vero as he heads back towards the group, or the direction the group was last.
Okay, cool. So you'll head back, keeping an eye out. If you want to actively search for the child, we can make a check, but let's go ahead and take a quick 5er. So we'll come back. Let's take an 8er. Let's come back at 8:05.
Awesome. Okay. Well,
I will dim the music a little bit here.
yeah.
I'm so mad at you, Zart.
Sorry.
Real quick before we go, I had a DM question, but I didn't want to metagame any of that, so I wanted to wait till after to ask you.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Did the thief that we saw did they have butterfly wings? Like
They did.
Fairgoers? What color were their butterfly wings?
Their butterfly wings were kind of a pale vanilla with brown spots.
Okay. Pale vanilla with brown. Okay.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about checking that.
Yeah, I guess like all the Fairgoers have wings, right? So that's a pretty discernible feature. Okay, cool. Well,
Probably would have been useful to tell the big brain displacer beast, but
yeah, that's why I didn't want to meta it, so I didn't bring it up. But maybe next time we see him.
Cool.
But
Tyler, do you have like a Be Right Back page for the stream?
yeah, I'll go ahead and run our 1-minute ad break just to support the stream, and then we'll be back in, you said, about 8 minutes.
Yeah, we're closer to 6 now.
Excellent. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, we'll see you guys soon.
All right.
Yeah, it's running the ad break. So let me switch OBS over to the
Is Dan back? Kalen?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Yeah, I think
Just wanted to check. I think Kalen's still muted.
all good.
No. Hello.
We're back on, but we can just chat for a minute while we wait for everybody to get back. Yeah,
So you guys waiting for me? Can you unhear me?
Oh, I
we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I played Lil Wayne on mandolin and kazoo the other day, and Alicia told me I had to move out, so.
Amazing.
She was right. It was bad. It was my best work, honestly. So.
I'm gonna learn Wonderwall. Can't wait for the rare circumstance when later in life someone's like, "Man, we got this mandolin, but no one to play it."
I mean, I think it was a lost opportunity. Lil Wayne didn't really master the kazoo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, I think Kalen's back.
What is the Witchlight version of Lil Wayne? Is it like minuscule Wayne or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think. Well, we're live, so whenever we want to start up again.
You're gonna get us copyright struck, Tyler.
That would be very funny. If that was our first copyright warning, was me playing Lil Wayne on the mandolin. Honestly, that'd be worth it.
Poetic justice.
Alrighty. So let's pick up here. So Domino, as you're heading back, you hear another firework explosion come from above the big top, and the rest of you see it as well. And this again symbolizes that another hour has passed. And at this point, how do I move this? There we go. At this point, you all start hearing Witchlight hands call out, much like they did announcing the Big Top Extravaganza. You hear them calling out, "Who will be crowned our Witchlight monarch? Join us in the Big Top just before dawn to find out." And those of you that work at the carnival, so really Cade and Nico, you know that the crowning of the Witchlight Monarch is kind of the capstone event before the carnival ends for the evening/morning.
I doubt you vote for Monarch, but I would vote Roma, honestly.
You're actually unsure how the whole process works. Yeah. Domino, you're heading back to the group, correct?
Yeah, not to metagame, but if Nico would have shared that information about the butterfly wings, then that might come up in conversation when I return. But I'm also going to be looking for Vero because I do want to help out Dealagron.
Okay. Go ahead and as you're walking back, make a perception check for me.
Yeah, and I'd say, I mean, I don't know if Vero went this way, but if Nico saw a crying child, he would definitely invite them to play Pinata, because that sounds fun.
Okay. Domino, you head down, and Nico, you do not see a crying child because Domino, unable to track the thief that has his money, immediately hones in on this child that ran away just down the causeway a little bit. He's hunched over at the base of a seemingly old candy stall that isn't currently being manned right now. You find him relatively quickly, kind of in the halfway point between where you were at the Lost and Found wagon and where your party is, just one causeway down. But you see him; he's just kind of like doesn't really notice you as you come around the bend.
I'll without staring him as like, because I mean, he saw me when I was there, right? Like he would recognize me. It's not just like stranger danger if I go up to him.
You think he saw you? You think he saw you? Yeah.
All right, I'll approach and be like, is your name Vero? Are you Vero?
Yeah.
You cut out at the end there. Was it just yes?
Yeah.
Hey, your friend Dealagron is looking for you. He's worried about you. You want to come back with me to him?
He scared me. He yelled at me.
Oh, he didn't mean it. I mean, what you were holding, I don't know if you know what that did, but sometimes, especially in the divination arts, things can be very powerful. World-changing even. And he was just worried that you might accidentally set it off. I'd be worried too, even me, someone that's a master at the divination arts, and like I'm gonna do like I always wish I had thaumaturgy rather than wait, where's my spell book? I'm just gonna do like sparks in my hand and like fire and stuff and like do little like tricks for him. Even someone like me holding a tool that powerful, I bet he'd be worried. So it was nothing against you. You didn't do anything wrong. He was just protective of you because he cares about you, and he's worried about you now. So why don't you hop down from there and come with me? We'll head back to him. All right?
Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage, because at this point he's wide-eyed and he's like, "You do seem like a master." Hot damn!
Nice. 20.
Prettiest looking prestidigitation sparks.
Domino sure can't find that thief, but man, can he impress this child.
Okay, I think I'm ready to go back.
Best roll of the night.
Attaboy. Come on, I'll head back with you.
Okay. He reaches up to hold your hand.
I'll hold his hand and head back towards Durlagon. I can't remember his name.
It's a complicated name, don't worry.
I also don't want to metagame, but not to make another trip back to him. Can we just say we would have had that conversation with Nico like before I went there, and I'll just be like, "Oh, I forgot to mention this important detail."
It's fine.
Okay.
You probably would have noticed it. Your character probably would have noticed the wings he was wearing anyway, so that's fine.
All right, we'll head back to him.
Okay, so you head back and you come around the bend with Vero, and Urlagon is there where he was playing with Vero, but of course said he's playing with Alwyn, Vero's brother, and as he sees you approach, he stands up and he walks up to you, says, "Oh, Vero, go play with your brother. I'm sorry I startled you, little one. I promise it won't happen again." And you see Vero kind of like looks up at you and smiles, and then looks over at Durlagon and nods and thanks you, Domino, and heads off and plays with his brother.
Yeah, I'll just do the like go on gesture when he looks up at me.
Sure. Well, Durlagon turns to you and says, "It seems that I must repay you at some point. Hopefully, in the way that you desire, by finding your lost coin." But
well, actually, in that regards, I guess I forgot. Oh, just in the haste of it, forgot a pretty important detail that might help you in your search compared to the vague description I gave you at the start. But I remember the details of the butterfly garment wings that this individual was given, as everyone does, and I don't remember what you told Tyler, but I'll pass that information to Durlagon.
Yeah, pale vanilla with brown spots. That was the wing color.
right, I have not had a chance to break away from Alwyn, but now that his brother is occupying him, I should be able to steal away for but a moment to tell them. I'll be sure to include the pale brown spotted wings in the description.
Well, thank you again, and again, if this job works out, I hope to see you around again and get to chat.
Of course, and thank you once again, Mr. Faust. And as you turn to go, you actually hear Durlagon call out to you one more time and says, Mr. Faust, before you go,
Yeah.
I must admit, Coin gets lost all the time at the carnival, and many come to me with their issues of lost coin, and I admit I thought you just another individual looking for their money back, but after bringing Vero back to me, it seems that you're different in that you are more kind-hearted than the individuals coming to retrieve their coin from the carnival in some way or another. I must admit, I snapped at the boy earlier because many years ago, my cub was vanished from the carnival without a trace. Her name was Star, and the only thing I have to remember her by is her favorite toy, the sphere you saw Vero playing with, so I'm mighty protective of it. I don't want you thinking me a cruel individual towards children. The sphere just has a sentimental value to me that I have not been able to mend as of yet.
I'll think nothing of it. It didn't cross my mind one bit. It immediately came to me as you're protective of these two, and you know that's honorable. And I'm sorry to hear about that story. That's truly heartbreaking. I hope that any type of resolve might come to you. But
Mr. Faust, if you don't mind,
yes.
I am bound in one way, not against my will, but nevertheless bound to the carnival for the time being. If you plan on traveling outside of the carnival, do you not?
Well, I mean, I guess the specifics haven't really been worked out yet. If this job kind of falls through, or not falls through, but if everything works out and I get this job, I don't really know what the specifics are for myself or where I'll be between carnival locations, but I suppose it's possible.
Would you mind taking Star's ball for me? And if one day you do travel outside of the carnival, whether it be at dawn or whenever you please, if you ever come across her, or it's silly to consider such a long shot, but perhaps this ball would goad her into approaching your presence. I'm desperate to find her, and I'm unable to leave anytime soon.
I mean, I'd be honored to help you out as any way I can. I apologize for my hesitation. Don't take it as a lack of desire to want to do this for you. I'm just for you to trust someone you just met with such an important task. It speaks to your person as well. But sure, of course, I'd be happy to. And of course, if work prevents me from leaving the carnival, I'll certainly return it to you or find someone else that can, but I'll be happy to help you as long as I can.
You'll be surprised. The carnival is a joyous place, but random acts of kindness from individuals who are at a loss themselves, as you are still few and far between, rather rare. So I would trust you with this, of course.
Well, in the spirit of honesty that you spared me, I will admit I am one that is fond of the currency I acquire, but I'd like to say to myself that it isn't all entirely greedy. I do value the opportunities that it affords me and that I can provide to others using such funds. So, but
You may be fond of it, but it does not seem to blind you enough to disregard a upset child that you must go off your path to help. So, please, if you don't mind, and you see curling from behind it, Durlagon's back, he brings one of his tentacles and unfurls it, and you see the small ball. It's about the size of a. It's about a 6 inch wide, just prismatic orb that he drops in your hands, and it has some weight to it. It's certainly not a bouncy ball by any means, but it is very attractive to the eye. You can see it easily catching and thing like some people's eyes and drawing them in. And he says, "If you ever come across her, just tell her father is worried about her, and if possible, see her way home."
I'll give him a stern nod. Be like, of course. And I don't want to take up too more of your time this evening, but please, if there's anything else, reach out to me. And as I said before, I hope to see more of you around this carnival, assuming that I am sticking around here for a while.
Durlagon kind of nods and says, "Thank you, Mr. Foss. I'll spread the word about your lost belongings as soon as possible." You can see that he has kind of a pained expression on his face. His eyes are constantly like looking back down towards the ball. You can tell it paining him a little bit to part with it. But he eventually kind of, after saying farewell to you, kind of tears himself away from the situation.
As I notice that, I'll be like, if I can speak my mind here, I can see how much this means to you, and clearly it's hurting for you to hand it to me. And while your intent for me to have this in case I come across stars, it means to open a conversation with her or a proof. Do you think it might be enough for me just knowing this object and what it looks like, that if this can remain here for you and your protection and your keeping, so that you have this important sentimental object, but if I come across her, I can create my own image of the object that she'll know and recognize, and not necessarily need to have the object there? Do you think that might be a better situation for yourself?
As much as I would like to keep the ball, I am afraid that Star is rather averse to strangers, and if she were to find that she was lured in with an illusion of her favorite toy, I would be remiss to think that she would be frightened and
That is
her company.
that's a fair point. I just was a thought that maybe it could work in your favor as well, but
It does pain me to part with it, but it makes me feel good knowing that it could be used to bring her home, and I am unable to do so at this time. Please, I insist, for all you've done.
I'll give him another nod. Well, I won't take any more of your time.
Good day, Mr. Faust.
You too, Mr. Durlong. And I'll turn away and head back towards the group, and I will make sure that the orb is secured in something very secure to me that can't be robbed.
He's gonna have a phobia now.
It's like a bindle, like a hobo bindle.
Gonna
So secure.
Wear my backpack on my chest.
Yeah.
In your fanny pack. 'cause
Yeah.
you-
Yeah.
All right, I have added Star's Ball to your inventory.
I've never felt so bad for a displacer beast before.
I was not expecting to go down that deep of a like storyline.
Yeah.
I just want my 200 gold back.
Jesus.
I'm sorry. That's all I wanted. I wasn't expecting to become best friends with the displacer beast.
Well,
All right, you easily head back and rejoin your group. The rest of you see him approach. Yeah.
has anybody broken open the pinata?
At this point, I would think that certainly. Well, actually, let's see. Let's see. No, no, they've been trying for 10 minutes. It's a combination of them not swinging hard enough, them not being tall enough to even hit it, completely whiffing. It's
Uh-huh.
they have not broken it yet.
Yeah. Seeing this go on for a bit, Nico just wants everybody to have their candy, so he's gonna give Cade a look. Cade, my dear boy, would you mind giving it a swing?
Are you sure?
Of course. Join in the merriment, please. And he hands him the stick.
Kate,
Well-
Kate, before you go, let me give you a tip. I hit it very hard.
Nice.
Well, because it's a basic weapon, it's a monk weapon for me. So I'm about to crush this
Let's go.
into like next
Candy
week.
all over the face.
Yeah, you can basically
Um,
you can basically just make an attack with your quarterstaff.
Yeah, I don't
Add
mind if I
3 to
do.
it. Yeah, it's a pinata. It's not moving. It has like a negative AC. You perhaps get a little bit too into it before the moment of impact, but you smash this thing and just send the candy and confetti flying, and you actually see as it busts open, there's like animated streamers and ribbons that fly out of it and fly up into the air. In a magical fashion, and the sparkling candy and dust just rains down.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
the kids are jumping and hollering and picking up candy and whatnot.
Woo! Nico will just grab a piece of like bubble gum or something if he can find one.
After, not even so much after, but to finish the swing of the stick, Cade will sort of twirl it as a baton around his arm and up across his shoulders, and then hand it back to whoever gave it to him.
Yeah. Nico will take it and kind of
A
like
little flourish.
yeah. Nico will give Cade a little like punch and say, "Quite a strong one you are, Cade."
I was not always an acrobat.
I look forward to hearing that tale someday.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah,
Just destroys it.
the pinata exploded. Yeah.
You could tell that the kids were all into it, but a few of the adults were like, "Oh man, he really."
Really?
It's kind of scary how happy he was destroying that thing.
Well, any luck there, Domino?
He's still kind of like not half spacing out, half staring at the ground, just thinking about the quest bestowed on him. But he'll look up and be like, "Oh, no, not yet. I mean, the guy's gonna look into it and I guess see what he can find, but unfortunately, nothing yet."
Well, perhaps we should continue to walk around the grounds. Maybe we'll stumble upon him. We know what to look for.
I certainly hope I can find it by the time I leave here. Hopefully the person hasn't ran for the hills yet. Zerk, in hindsight, could there have been one more question I asked Durlong during our conversation?
Sure.
Did he have any idea of like area or where Star might be? He just said go out in the world and find her. I would have asked like where or any hints on where to start.
He told you that she was once at the carnival with him, and then she just vanished without a trace.
Oh, okay. So she could still be at the carnival. Okay.
But well, he prefaced it with many years ago. She was at the carnival with him, and she vanished without a trace.
Okay.
And from the pain, you could tell the Displacer Beast was, giving off when talking about it, is that he really, unfortunately, has no idea where his child is, or perhaps even if, as grim as it sounds, she's still alive.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I would have asked that, but yeah, I'll return to the group.
Okay.
Cade hit the pinata. Many tried, but he hit it harder. And then
Every time I think that you won't come up with a rhyme, you just come up with one. It's amazing.
well, it is my trade after all.
Cade's, as you all know, normally fairly stoic, but he does crack a grin as Ubiawin also does a little dance to Nico's limerick.
Nice. Well, Domino, let us continue. We'll find your gold. I have no doubt.
He'll nod.
There is one matter left unresolved I'd love to look into, if it's okay with the lot of you. I can't help but get this nagging sense from whatever McKeat and I witnessed earlier. That there was this machine over this way, and he points to the west. And I don't know. There was this couple that got in some sort of spat in front of it, and they both ran into the Hall of Illusions, and I'd really like to follow up with our friend there and see if we can't find out what happened to them.
The Hall of Illusions, though, it is rather true to its name, I'm afraid, so I don't know that anyone sees nearby could even be trusted.
This is true.
We can make our way past it again, and I'll be a little honest now that we've gotten a second to kind of compose ourselves. I'd be curious to send the other two through the mine ride and hear their experience with it. So we could head down that way, go past the Hall of Illusions, see if we notice anything weird, and if not, head to the mines.
Indeed. I blacked out during that mine ride, admittedly. I can't seem to remember much. But yes, of course. Well, shall we?
It's a good idea as any.
So you're wanting to head towards the Halls of Illusion again?
Yeah. I want to stop in front of that strange machine that I saw. They were a Gnomon couple, right? Or a Halfling couple, or...
They were, so I get it right, a Halfling couple, yes.
Yeah. I want to get a closer look at that thing.
Okay.
I remember thinking it was strange at the time, so I just want to get a better look.
You guys head that way. You do see there aren't many people around the Hall of Illusion, strangely enough. It is about, it's a little bit past halfway through the night, so you guys are all getting a little tired. But your second winds are kicking in at this point, and there's no way you could ever fall asleep with the amount of excitement that's going around at this point, right? But certainly people are getting a little tuckered out. You're starting to see more people in rest areas and convenience areas than like going through attractions, but there's still a ton of people going through attractions, so it's maybe like a 15-20% decrease. You head that way, yeah, and we'll say you guys are all standing on the other side of the causeway of the Halls of Illusions and this strange display case. You see Candlefoot kind of sitting where he was, notice you, and he looks at all of you, but he doesn't really make a gesture towards you all. He doesn't wave, he doesn't smile or anything. He just kind of eyes the group.
Okay.
And he's not wearing any butterfly wings.
Okay. Well, I think the first thing I'd want to do is go up to the machine and just get a closer look at it.
Sure. You walk up. Is anyone else going with them to take a look at it, or are you all staying on the other side of the street?
Kate will go look. She's curious enough.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
I'll go too.
You guys walk up.
What was this? What was so important, Nico? We lost the thief. This thing.
Not sure if it's important. Merely a curiosity.
I also forgot to mention there are a pair of where there were not before. There are a pair of Witchlight hands, kind of stationed on the other side of the front stage, in front of the Halls of Illusions, on the other side of Candlefoot. And you guys don't really remember there being two there before.
Okay.
So you three walk up, and you see a glass cabinet stands near the entrance of the tent, just a few yards off. A wooden mannequin. Inside, you see a wooden mannequin of a grinning, raven-haired young woman in witch's attire, and a green flowing cape hovers inside the glass cabinet. At the top of the cabinet, a sign reads, "Tasha the Wizard, known for her hideous laughter."
I've heard of this. Funny little trick. Is there like a button to press on this thing, or like is it coin operated, or?
No, but as the three of you walk up and take a look at this strange floating mannequin, and you read the sign, I need all three of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. Wisdom save. Man, my rolls have not been good tonight.
Roma, you're not quite sure what's so funny, but you look to the right as you hear Makit and Nico begin to break out in uncontrollable laughter as they fall to their knees and start rolling around on the ground as the effects of the Tasha's hideous laughter spell takes effect on them.
Domino's just looking at them weirdly.
Yeah, I'll look back at Domino. I don't know. Did you hear a joke? Domino? What happened?
No, this definitely seems something magical, and nah, I'm just gonna stay back here. I don't want to be part of this.
Nico's pointing at the machine going, you see this?
I can't. You know what? I don't even know if it's magical. It might just be them.
Do you not see it? It's so funny.
No, the doll is looking at me mockingly.
It's smug or amongst me.
So funny, doll. Roma like fake punches at
Wait, you fake punch who?
the doll.
Oh, the
Oh,
doll.
the doll.
Yeah.
I do like the fake fist pump. That's what I thought, though. Please, and I grab Nico and Makit by their collars and drag them over to the domino.
Well,
You're embarrassing.
before you do that, Roma, you Nico and Makit, you don't really catch it because you're too busy laughing. Domino and Cade, you're kind of on the other side of a crowd. You can't really make it out. But you, Roma, you hear a smooth voice flow into your ear. You hear a voice say, "You're not going to laugh."
Does it look like I'm going to laugh?
I don't know. I thought you would.
People from my culture don't fall for petty tricks.
Just for the record, this voice is coming from behind you, not from the doll.
Oh, I thought it was like in my head.
To be fair, I also thought that. So I was like, okay.
I still think you should roll with it, where like Roma thinks it's in her head, so she's like answering the doll, but the person behind them.
It's close enough to where you could easily. The voice is like uncannily smooth, right? It almost sounds fake,
like a James Earl Jones.
and it's so close that you could mistake it from being in your head. But it's not until you hear or you feel like some breath on your neck that you actually turn around and it's realizing it's someone talking to you.
Ew.
Sir, please. You're way too close to me.
6 feet.
Please.
You turn around and you see Candlefoot right behind you.
Candlefoot, was that you that just spoke to me?
So he would have smiled, and he would go, "Yes, I thought you would have laughed at not at that, but certainly of your friend's fortune being picked out of his pocket."
Oh shit, Candlefoot saw it. That did
And
happen.
you watch Candlefoot reach inside of his cloak, and you hear
You scoundrel.
the sound of coins in a coin purse shaking up and down.
No. Look over my shoulder at Domino, and then back at Candlefoot.
Do I notice this?
You can make a perception check.
And Candlefoot's a spicy bitch. I
Yeah.
didn't even know.
What? Try to think of what Domino did to piss off Candlefoot.
Sorry, what check did you say to make? Perception?
Perception, yeah.
Perception, I think.
Ooh.
You don't. No, you definitely can't hear this. You can maybe see that Roma has turned away from the other two and is looking at Candlefoot, who is within arm's reach of her. At this point, Candlefoot mutters something under his breath, and Roma, I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
My charisma's
Man,
so bad.
Candlefoot's
My
lighting us up
charisma's so
tonight.
bad, everybody.
Yeah.
I did not expect this.
Ooh, dumb stat.
I'm not likable.
Canafoot's now your best friend.
Uh-oh.
And Canafoot goes, well, why don't you have your friend and the rest of them, assuming the big one who's focused on money, perhaps more than he should be, to meet me behind the Hall of Illusions at the strike of the next hour. And perhaps we can talk about returning your friend's fortune. If you can happen to tear yourself away from the delights of the carnival.
Yes, I would love to meet you behind the Hall of Illusion. Anything for my old pal Candlefoot.
Yes, it's going to be a wonderful time.
Also, it was great. It was great running into you.
Yes. Now remember, don't tell if you do an old friend a favor. Don't go around telling them that I've gotten my voice back. If you
No, I would never mom's the word, my old pal.
Yes, just say that an elaborate display of mimicry.
It's true, and listen, it's between you and me, Candlefoot. You've always been the best mime I've ever known. People keep telling me, they say, oh, it's mime, this, mime, that, but I say Candlefoot is the best mime I've ever met. He's my old friend.
Yes, indeed. Well, after the wonderful performance you and your friends put on at the Big Top Extravaganza and the attention you seem to have gotten from management, I can't wait for our conversation.
Oh, I can't wait either. Anything to catch up with my old pal, my old chum, Candlefoot.
All right, so this will be our little secret until the stroke of the next hour. So when you see the fireworks go off, just I'll be waiting for you.
Okay, I'll be sure to get all of these other people to come hang out with you and talk with us.
All right, well, I'll see you then.
Cool, put it right there, and I go to do a secret handshake with Candlefoot.
All right, he all right. He shakes your hand.
Okay. I do like a couple like snap claps and
Yeah, he doesn't do any of that. He obviously doesn't know the secret handshake. He's unsure.
I walked back to the group.
All right.
Oh man, he's one of my favorite guys. I love this guy. Anyway, are you done laughing?
I don't
Are
know,
we
have
done
I-
laughing?
Yeah, have we snapped out of it?
It's worn off at this point.
Nico's still like chuckling a little bit that but he's gotten over the bulk of it. A fun little trick. Worth it. I appreciate you all humoring me.
Nikki's like finishing laughing and she's like,
Well,
what was so funny?
Not sure, but that does solve the mystery of that proposal. You see, there was two halflings here, and one proposed and the other started laughing. It makes a lot of sense now. Mystery solved.
That was funny.
Nico sort of like kind of dusts off his hands, does a little mystery solved, and he returns to the group. Well then, where next? We still have many a ride to attend to.
Yes, we should find a ride that takes exactly 1 hour to 45 minutes.
Why is that, dear Roma? Are you have somewhere to
Daddy.
be?
The economics of time, you know, there's like, we should probably not take rides that take too long to do. Also, let's do another ride and then like maybe we can circle back here, you know?
Fair enough. Well, there's snail racing down to the south. There's we were talking about the riding the gooses or whatever. There's that lake north of us. What was that called? The gondola swans at Silver Song Lake. There was also that mermaid there. Domino seemed very interested.
Yes,
Oh, I forgot about the mermaid. Yeah, that's a good point.
Domino, to hang out with the mermaid?
No, like the swans in the lake seems like a fun area.
Oh, he's blushing. He's blushing. Okay, let's go hang out with this one.
Look. You really think a man that just lost all his money can seduce a mermaid of carnival caliber? No.
I've seen
I've been down that route before. It's not worth it.
Oh my.
Dude, let's go. Not even know.
Perhaps it is in the cards, Domino.
I mean, I'll never say no to trying, but anyways, whatever the group wants to do.
Yes, we also let's go to the mermaids, and then before the carnival ends, we still have to talk to the management eventually.
Ah, yes.
Are we not gonna? Were you not curious about Roma and Makit about the mine?
Oh no, Mickey, what do you think? They were so sweaty when they came out.
Yeah, it was very gross.
I mean, sweat's good for you. It's a sign of a good workout.
I'm interested in the gossipy swans, though.
Wait, they are gossipy?
Didn't somebody say they were gossipy?
I believe they do have some sort of conversational nature to them. From what?
Yeah.
I want to know their secrets.
You heard that the gondola swans and the unicorns on the carousel were very gossipy.
Yes, Eliwick.
Hell yeah.
Yes, seemed to have a good time conversing with them.
I am interested in what they have to say.
Yeah, we should make our way. That sounds right up my alley.
So where to? The lake
I
with the swans or the carousel?
I think we want to hit up the swans, right? Because then we can go creep on the mermaid.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say creep, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll go encounter the mermaid.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's better.
Just, sir, just judging by, because I know Roma had said about an hour, judging by like how far that is and all that, we could probably make it back in an hour,
Yeah.
right?
You've got it. You've got like 45, 50 minutes.
And can I ask about so we have the timer at the top left corner
Mhm.
of the screen?
Yep.
I'm not sure if people can see that on stream or
Oh,
not.
I see that. Yeah. I'm
Is
showing it on
the-
stream now, so.
So the next big event that we know of is the crowning of the Witchlight Monarch at the end. That's the last one that we know
Yes.
about.
That's as far as you're aware of the last like timed event.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure there wasn't a big event coming up that we might
Yeah.
bounce over if we knew about it and forgot about it. So.
We still do have to talk to the management at some point, but
Yeah.
Indeed.
We can do that after our return trip, maybe to the snail races.
yeah. Okay. Cool.
I can't believe we haven't done snail racing yet. By the way,
I know.
I've been slobbering at that event the whole time.
Place your bets. Place your bets.
Alrighty. So heading to Silver Song Lake.
Nice.
Making my way downtown.
Alrighty. You guys head up towards
I've been learning that on mandolin, Kyle.
the lake. You pass the big top, and you pass some other smaller stalls like Catch the Dragon by the Tail and Goblin Wrestling, until you come to the edge of the lake, and you can see that the lake proper is covered by mist. The mist is gathering at the banks of a shimmering lake. Near its center, a mermaid lounges in a giant bowl, singing a glorious, haunting song that captivates spectators on the lake shore. In response, the lake water coalesces into magical sculptures that swirl around her as she performs. It doesn't seem to cost anything to visit the lake and behold Palasha as she sings her song. A large amount of audiences are crowding around the lake just to witness her beauty and to hear her song. There doesn't seem to be many ways to interact with Palasha. She seems to be out kind of in the center of the lake, near a large, what looks like conch shell with a large pearl in it, and she's situated in a large ornate kind of like giant glass bowl / basin that kind of holds her while she sings. And just to remind you guys, you saw her during the big top extravaganza, but that is what she is situated in, outside of the lake on that little island, if you will.
Nice.
Nearby is the dock for the gondola swans, where people are loading onto and embarking off of these giant swans. You see these enormous swans gliding through the water here, pulling ornate wooden gondolas draped in flowers. The swans disappear into banks of silver mist as they wend their way down the river. A jetty extends ahead, at the end of which a waiting swan preens its feathers for new people to embark onto it. And I believe I mentioned before, these swans are massive and can easily hold the entire party, if you wish.
Nice. Yeah, Nico's already got his ticket out when he approaches the dock.
Okay,
Same.
very cool.
Same.
So you all head up. Is everyone going on the swans? Just to make sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna punch each one of your tickets except for Cade, because he gets onto everything free since he works here.
Nice. Where do we check
Did I do
our
that?
tickets again? Like,
I'm tracking your tickets under loot, and the number next to the ticket is how many punches you have left.
excellent. Okay.
So
Oh.
Roma has done the most. She has had 3 punches on her ticket, but she can have 3 more punches.
I don't think I tracked the mine ride. I'm gonna do that.
I have been.
Oh, okay.
I've been tracking everyone's. Yeah. All right, you all step up and you embark on one of these gondolas pulled by this giant swan. You know that it takes about an hour to do the entire swan round, the gondola round. You all hop on and you begin the slow, very calming ride around the lake. Well, sorry, not around the lake, down the river that encompasses the entire fairgrounds. You come to find that as you begin to embark, you hear the swan actually turn around and speak to you all and say, "Hello, my name is Featherine. So nice to have you today. Who do I have the pleasure of pulling down the river today?"
We all on the one
Yeah.
swan? Oh my
Yep.
gosh.
The
She's
It's
big.
you're not on the swan. The swan is
Oh.
pulling a gondola,
Oh, okay.
and you're on
Oh,
the
okay.
gondola.
I just imagined us all like sitting on the back of a swan.
Well, I am Nico Rosmeros, and this is my my troop. Nico just gestures around.
My name's Domino Faust. Pleasure to meet you.
Do the rest of you have
Makit?
names? Oh, I'm sorry. What was your name? Makit?
Makit, hello.
Nico, Domino, Makit. So nice to meet you. What of the last of you?
Please, my name. Please don't look at me, bird. My name is Aroma Papamorov.
Oh, I'm
Look
looking at you,
directly at
and
me,
you
bird.
see the swan kind of twists its neck around itself, like swans can do, and it like curls its face up next to Roma. It's like, what was your name? I didn't hear you. You need to be louder.
Roma Papalabara!
Roma, papa, bala, bala. Wow, that's amazing.
You disrespect me.
Oh my gosh! And what of the last of you?
Keed Kilsang.
Mr. Kelsang, so nice to have you. So, are you all enjoying the sorry. Well, I guess that's a valid question. Are you enjoying the gondola so far? You're about 10% of the way through.
So far, so good. Quite peaceful.
Awesome. Well, if I'm going too fast or too slow, just let me know. And I love conversation, so if you don't mind indulging me, I love having people to talk to. But if you're not in the talking mood, any of you, then of course, I guess we could have a silent hour ride. But
The best Uber driver I've ever had.
5 stars.
Yeah, 5 stars.
So back to my original question: are you all enjoying the carnival? Is it your first time, your second time, your 10th time? Please, I must know.
I've lost count at this time. But that's not really fair. I perform in the big top.
Oh, a performer! How wonderful!
And yeah, this is actually my first time here, but I'm here interviewing for the open position of Carnival's tarot reader.
Oh, the tarot reader. I heard he had was no longer with us. I'm not sure about the details, but it's wonderful to have that position filled. I'm sure you'll do great at it, Mr. Faust.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, already did my whole trick and spiel, and so now I'm just seeing what the carnival has to offer for the rest of the night.
Well, it is getting a little quieter for the night, unfortunately, as all things do when it gets into these wee hours, but there's still so much excitement to be had. Are you all looking forward to the crowning of the Witchlight Monarch?
That will be delightful. I am very excited. How do you suppose they determine the Witchlight Monarch?
Unfortunately, I usually have to watch from a distance, but it usually has something to do with that fancy little rod that Mr. Light always carries around. Yes, it's kind of it's always a fair goer that gets crowned the monarch. It's always very exciting, especially when it's a little one. But yes, it's always about joy and cheer and how much fun you can bring to the carnival.
Now, in your honest opinion, you think this one can win it? And I'll gesture to Roma.
Oh, Roma Papalov? With that fantastic of a last name? Of course. It puts a smile on your face every time you say it.
It does bring a certain cheer.
My name is not a party trick.
Oh, I did not. It's not a party trick, but it's still fun to say.
What's your last name, Swan?
I don't have a last name. I'm just
I
Featherine.
think so.
Stop staring at me, Swan.
Say, Featherine, what is the story on the mermaid? Where does she come from?
Oh, yes. She came to us some long while ago. She was recently entangled with I'm not quite sure if I should say, actually. And she seems to kind of preserve in on herself.
Oh, now you must tell us. That is quite the lead-in.
Oh, you're right. You can see that if the swan could blush, it would be. It's like, oh yes, you're right. I can't help but talking about it. She was recently entangled in a disastrous proposal attempt by none other than Candlefoot, the mime that oversees the Hall of Illusions.
Yo, that is some hot goss. I'm writing that down. Okay.
Yes, he was about to declare his love for the mermaid in front of everyone when the words left him with a gasp. It was most unusual, and he hasn't spoken a word ever since. Palash was very upset.
So that's why he was silent when we met him.
Yes.
What's an unfortunate occurrence for old Candlefoot?
Yes. Unfortunately, poor Candlefoot hasn't regained his voice since, but I'm not quite sure by what manner he lost it, but it also eludes me by what manner he could regain it. So,
Cat got his tongue, right, Makit?
Oh, actually, that's kind of an offensive phrase, Nico.
Terribly sorry. It's
Come on, Nico.
I keep putting my foot in my mouth.
at this point, you hear a very loud, like almost jet-like buzzing noise as you all are almost like there's almost a flyby by a patron of the carnival riding on a giant dragonfly, as you all are now in the kind of eastern lake that boasts the nearby entry to the dragonfly rides. If you all look to the east, very far east side of the map, and looking on the coast, you can see Northwind, the treant sapling, with her squirrel companion, kind of helping smaller guests onto giant dragonflies and them lifting up into the air and flying off in all directions of the carnival.
That's quite a ride there. A bit frightening.
So I have a question for you. Who should I ask it of? Maybe one of the less talkative ones here. Roma, are you there?
Yes, what's one? Please.
I had a question for you.
Please, yes, what? Please drive the boat.
I am going. Do you want me to go faster?
Please, I don't think you could handle it.
I beg your pardon. I have been riding these, well, not riding, but driving these gondolas for my whole life. I could go as fast as you need.
Now, Roma, I'm sure she could handle it.
Fine.
Yes.
I respect your profession. It's one boat person. Please, ask me your question, please.
Oh, yes. In worlds so full of magic, do you think time is an illusion?
Okay, well, that's actually an interesting question, because is time in general a human construct, or is it something that we can interact with and manipulate? Daylight savings time would tell you yes, but...
I just thought of one. Is time a human construct, or is it a human swan-struct?
Delightful.
Domino, hold me back. Hold me back, bro.
No, I'm just gonna. I'll whisper to Roma. You got it. I believe in you. You can take her.
That was a good one.
You're so funny.
Oh, thank you,
That's
Roma.
so
Ba-ba-la-ba-la-ba.
Miss Swan, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What and now that it's coming to my mind, I'm realizing you probably don't leave the lake much, so I don't know how much of an opinion you have. But I was gonna ask what your favorite part of the carnival was. And you can't say this lake or your ride, because that's not fair. You got to pick something else.
Oh, not Silversong Lake or the gondola swans. I'd probably say definitely the Pixie Kingdom. They're so small, it's so fun to hang out with them since I'm so large, and it's just it's so magnificent to see another person's sense of perspective on the world. It's basically a whole nother carnival inside of the carnival. Did you know? Have you been by?
Of course I have. Beowin flips out from Cade's shoulder.
Oh, yes.
I'll just look at her and be like, well, for the rest of us that aren't pixies, I don't think we have been there. At least not yet.
Not that your time is running out, but it is half past. So you better hit the last few things that you want, especially since this ride's going to eat up another hour of your time. I hope you've hit most of them that you're looking to take part in.
Well, listening to the mermaid's a good way to spend an hour, and chatting with you, of course.
Featherine, not to poop the party, as it were, but perhaps we could go a little faster. I believe we are trying to get back a little early, just so we could make sure we hit all the spots in time.
Oh, now you're afraid that you're not going to have enough time to get to all the attractions you want.
Indeed. Though I am enjoying my time, don't get me wrong.
Well, maybe I could go a little bit faster if you tell me how magnificent my ride has been so far.
Oh, it's been the smoothest.
I've certainly enjoyed myself greatly.
Oh, did you say something, Roma?
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Oh, don't mind her. She doesn't have appreciation for artists like ourselves.
Oh, is she tuckered out? Is it late?
Yes, I'm being a rocket
We
to
did
sleep.
eat a lot of custard earlier.
Oh,
It's true. My blood sugar is through the roof.
I think someone's also still a little mad they lost to the Cyclops.
Yeah, well, I bet someone's a little mad they lost all their money.
See, snappy. I don't know what she's talking about. I have plenty of money. She's cranky.
we seem to be hitting some sore spots here. Maybe I should hurry this along just a little bit. She picks up the pace a little bit. You guys are about a little over halfway
Nice.
done.
Do you have any other fun carnival stories that you can tell us? Like the Candlefoot story?
I've already divulged probably too much. That some personal information about Candlefoot, but
Not enough. Please divulge more.
perhaps not about Candlefoot. Probably shouldn't, but I do love one of my other favorite staff members is Burley, the bugbear. Have you met him?
Ah, yes, Burley. He's the one
Yes.
that informed us about. Well, he talked to us after the Big Topper. Remember, a lot of you.
Yes. What about Burley?
Yes, he has a very profound mind, and honestly is simply wasted guarding the staff wagons. That's his main job, is protecting the staff area from wandering intruders. But he really misses his brother tremendously. No one really knows what happened to Hurley, but everyone knows he's never really fit in. We're not quite sure where Hurley went, but Burley definitely misses him. It's definitely a point of a little bit of gossip that me and the unicorns of the carousel like to jipe about sometimes.
Was Hurley once another worker here at the Witchlight?
Yes, he was for some time. It's not too rare for items to go missing at the carnival, but individuals, for sure, right? The carnival is such a wonderful place. It's always strange when someone disappears without an explanation. We're not quite sure where Hurley went, but he seemed like he didn't want to be here anymore, at least.
Speaking of such rumors, if you don't mind me asking, were there any stories you might have had of a Displacer Beast cub star that might have gone missing a few years back?
Oh, are you talking about Durlagron's cub?
Yes, I just heard about it tonight. It's a sad story, but I'm curious if there's anything other of the folks around here might know.
Unfortunately, I don't know much. I'm sure there are others that might know a little bit more than me and would be perhaps in the mood to gossip, but Durlagon and his cub were a little bit before my time. It is truly a horrible story. Back in a time when things seem to go amiss with the carnival more often than not. But
Well, yeah, it is truly sad, but at least glad to hear that the carnival isn't like that anymore.
yes, I wouldn't think so. No.
So this isn't the first disappearance then? There's been several?
Well, yes, like I said, Hurley and the cub, and I mean the matter of the. Speaking of Mr. Faust, the last diviner of cards, seemed to go missing without an explanation. But I mean,
Well, that.
I doubt there's any ill will. I mean, sometimes you just like to move on in life, I suppose, right?
Intriguing.
At this point, you guys are reaching. You guys are going around the back of the snail racing area, and you see these snails just belting around this circular racetrack, and just stands of people cheering and standing up and throwing popcorn and confetti into the air as people race these snails around.
Do you want to win by 1 length or 30 lengths? Tell me, Featherine, does anybody bet on the snail races? Is that part of the charade there?
Yes, I believe so. I don't think it's officially endorsed, but it's certainly not disallowed.
Have you ever had a race against other swans on this path?
Oh, yes, of course.
What was your fastest lap time?
Oh, I believe like 2.5 minutes.
Whoa!
Ooh, dude, around the whole carnival?
Yes, I know all its bends and tricks. That's for sure. That's why I assured Miss Roma Papalarov that I could go as fast as she needs.
2.5 minutes. Ah.
Well, you have to remember, we don't the swans, we usually create our own rules for racing, and we don't disallow the use of wings to propel us as well. As long as we're partially in the water, then we're allowed to use whatever clever mechanisms we'd like. So it's usually a bit of a strange combination between flying and swimming.
Well, at one point in time, I'll have to pay a whole ticket's worth of stamps to see that.
100%.
I'm sure we've never done it with passengers in the gondola, let alone hauling the gondolas, but I'm sure it would be quite interesting. Perhaps I'll bring that up to Mr. Witch and Mr. Light about an attraction, perhaps.
Indeed.
Well, I'd be happy to be your first companion on that race.
I would put all my money on you, Featherine.
Alrighty. At this point, you guys are past the snail race, and you guys are around the back of the Hall of Illusions. Go ahead and anyone that's looking around, make a perception check for me.
Single digits all night. Oof. Ever stoic Cade.
Okay. A lot of you are distracted by Featherine. A lot of you can't really see much into the darkness because the back of the fair isn't lit much, like the back of each tent. Cade, however, you do see as you move past and get towards the staff area, you do see what looks like a figure laying down in the grass behind the Hall of Illusions. From what you can tell, long and slender, palish skin, rather drab and dark-hued clothing. seems unmoving as well.
Ooh.
Still, am I still charmed by?
No.
Okay.
So I had another question for anyone that perhaps.
Featherine, just a moment. Can you
Am I
stop?
stopping? Stop talking, or
No. Look, there's a body over there.
where? Lots of bodies all over the place. I got 5 bodies in my gondola right now.
How wide is it from the raft or whatever we're on to the edge?
From the river, from the river edge to the back of the tent is probably 140 feet.
Okay, so I can't quite jump that.
No. I meant from the edge of the river to the back of the tent is 140 feet. From the gondola to the edge of the river's not very wide. It's maybe 20 feet wide.
Oh, okay.
So you could hop out, and it's not like it's a raging river either. It's kind of like a lazy river at a theme park, if you will. Like you could easily jump out and swim to the side if you wanted to. We're continuing.
What is it, Kate?
Excuse me for just a moment. And Cade is going to yeet out of the
Excuse me, Mr. Kelsang.
He's an odd one, but I mean, he works here, so I assume he's doing this for a reason. He probably knows the rules.
a bit of Anakin out of the
I love it.
speeder.
Nice.
Well, excuse me, Master.
I'm not going to wait around for him.
Oh, I'm sure it's fine. Just keep doing you. You just keep going. He'll catch up.
Feathering, would you mind if we parked it here, as it were, and...
I can't park a gondola without a dock. You can get out if you like.
Sure. Are we close enough to the coastline that I could hop out of the gondola onto the shoreline?
Not without getting wet.
Even with a mirthful leap?
What's a mirthful leap?
Mirth means funny, bro.
Yeah, but not to old Nico and his fey nature. Whenever you make a long or high jump, you can roll a d8 and add that number rolled to the number of feet you cover. So, I think.
Probably. I didn't know that was a. I didn't know that was an ability you had. Yeah.
That's understandable. I should have explained that.
Yeah. Let's see.
I don't remember the exact mechanics for jumping. But I'd go ahead and attempt it. Nico would jump after Cade.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, I'd say with your mirthful leaps you can jump out and make it onto the shore.
My apologies, Featherine, but I must see what our friend is doing here. I bid you adieu. It was very nice chatting with you, and he'll go ahead and jump onto the shoreline.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm not getting my coat wet.
I cannot believe your friends, Mr. Faust.
I can't believe them either. Honestly, I'm appalled. But don't worry, I'm here for the rest of the ride.
Well, we're going to carry on.
Believe you.
and Featherine starts to slowly pull the thing forward.
How close are we to the shore?
You're like 6 feet, 7 feet.
Wait,
I don't know how far I'm allowed to jump.
I think I missed something. Why did they jump out?
There's a body.
Oh shit!
Oh
Bro.
no! Get me off the swan! Can I try to use? So I don't have a lot of jump length, I don't think, but I do have feline agility, which lets me double my speed. So will that get me to the shore without getting wet?
There's like running jump is a little different than standing jump, so you let me look.
It is
Yeah,
different.
you're on a gondola. There's not much room for you to jump. The only reason I gave it to Nico is because he has mirthful leaps. A standing jump, you can only really jump a number of feet equal to your strength modifier without getting a running jump, which you cannot do on this gondola. So if you were
And
to
I'm
jump,
staying on the gondola.
if you jumped on this, you would go. Well, according to your strength modifier, -1 feet, but you're
Also,
Yeah.
it's not like there's an aboleth in the water. Like it's like a
I
carved
cat,
feel like
dude.
river.
this
She's a
goes
cat,
without
yeah.
saying. Yeah, like McKeith's not she's not that into the water. She's like, well, unless
Well,
one
if
of you
there,
guys are carrying me across, I guess I'll
if she
stay
heard there was
here.
a body,
I'll kind of yell to the group, be like, I think I'll get to shore and alert some of the workers, and we'll catch up with you.
Well, if you had to guess, you have probably about 20 minutes left of this gondola ride.
Out of Featherine speeds it up. She's gotta hit the gas pedal.
Featherin, do you think you might make an exception? I think someone might be hurt over there. Can you get us back to the docks?
Make a persuasion check.
nah.
I'm scared of water.
She's kind of pissed that 2 people just jumped off her gondola.
Show me that legendary speed you were talking about.
All the while, McKeith is definitely begging with kitten eyes, please,
No.
please.
I'll speed it up a little bit, but only to get away from those rude individuals you called friends.
To be fair, I just met them today.
Oh my god, it's only been one day.
What about you, Roma? Would you like to stay on the gondola?
Well, can I get off? Is that an option?
If you want.
Oh, yes. No, I would love to sit here and answer more questions.
Well, then
Just
let's
kidding.
go. What?
Just kidding. Goodbye.
Oh man.
And I mirthful leap off it.
Oh my god.
Does Roma have mirthful leap too?
No. I'm very small.
Roma just straight up dips into the water.
Love it.
You know, after you say that, before you jump, hold on.
You have to.
I have just about had enough of you. You're all being very rude, and I've been hauling you across this nice river for the last 40 minutes. I think we best just part ways. And she starts rocking back and forth and tries to tip all of you. She tips all of you. She tries to tip all of you off of the gondola. You 3 that are still on the gondola, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Please, anything but the water.
All right, Roma and Domino, you get dumped into the water immediately. It is soaking wet. Mickey, your cat-like reflexes. You latch onto the gondola for dear life, and after she dumps Domino and Roma into the river, she stops rocking the boat. She says, "Well, I guess you were always the only one worth talking to, so let's go." And she starts to head off with you, Mickey.
Oh my god. Mickey is firmly I don't know, back arched and her claws are in the gondola, please. Get me to the shore.
Makate, you have to jump.
I'll catch up with you guys. I don't want to get into the water. Bye.
Oh my
So
god.
as you all, as Roma, you and Domino pull yourself onto shore soaking wet, and Cade and Nico, you wait for them. You guys gather up and perhaps start heading towards this body. You all do see in the sky more fireworks.
As I pull myself out of the water and be like, if I can't get this river smell out of this coat, one of you is buying me a new one.
And before they get out of earshot, you hear Featherine like fading into the distance, asking Makit a whole bunch of questions. What is joy? How do I know I exist? Like all these philosophical questions, like how do I exist? How do I know I exist? And stuff like that as she disappears into the mist of
Oh
the
my
river.
gosh.
No.
No.
And we never saw her again.
Well, I'm lost.
The four of you, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna check this dude out.
Okay. You are the rest of you going with them?
I guess, is Makit too far into the distance at this point to be able to catch up to them?
The gondola swans, the only reason why you can't see them and hear them, you can't hear very far, obviously, because of the sounds of the carnivals. The only reason you can't see them is because the mist on the river is very thick. But if you were to run along the river, you could probably easily catch up with them.
Okay. Let's... Yeah, well, I think... Man, I want to get Makit back, so while Cade is looking at the body, Nico's gonna run along the river and try to cast another command. And he's gonna just do a little Featherine! Featherine! And he's gonna cast command and command Featherine to drop Makit off.
Okay.
Oh
So
my gosh.
you need to chase after them a good bit, because I believe for command you need to have line of sight.
I do
So
have
you
to
need
be
to
able to
get
see
pretty
then.
close. So
Oh, she's
you
all the way up there. Okay.
you need to you disappear into the mist as well to the north and leave these three companions while strumming your instrument, and we'll resolve that next time. But the three of you, what are you doing?
Patting myself dry, I guess.
Is the body not like visible here?
It is. You can walk up to it if you want.
Yeah, I walk up to the body.
Okay. You walk up to the body and you immediately find Candlefoot laying in the grass, stomach down, head to the side, unconscious, not dead. A few moments later, you hear footsteps approach from the northeast, coming around this side of the Halls of Illusion. Oops.
I'm gonna get between my old pal Candlefoot and
Sheesh.
Okay. After a moment, you all see an individual step around the Hall of Illusions and kind of out of the light, and it takes you a moment. It takes your eyes a moment to adjust to the dark again and figure out who this is, and you see stepping around the corner Candlefoot.
What?
I don't like that one bit.
I don't like that either.
And the Candlefoot that stepped around the tent looks at Roma, looks at Domino, looks at Cade, looks down at the unconscious Candlefoot, and then looks back at you, Roma. and that is where we will end the session
Oh,
for the
let's
night.
go!
Oh my god.
Oh man, have we maybe found a first encounter here? Oh man, terrifying. I don't like fake Candlefoot.
Yeah, that was very stressful.
I don't like real Candlefoot, let alone fake
Also-
Candlefoot.
Also true, yeah.
Finally, combat.
Yeah, dude, I hate guys that had like a failed proposal. I hate them.
Honestly, I don't think I much like Featherine either. she, I,
The
she,
ring, kind of
Yeah, she ended up being mean.
yeah.
Featherine, Water Queen, kind of mean.
Ooh.
Oh, that's good.
This is all fodder for Nico's next next track.
Bars.
Yeah.
Man, as soon as you said there's footsteps, I was like, he's gonna call it right here. It's gonna be the end right here. It's gonna happen.
I know. Oh, let's go, dude. That's so exciting. Oh man.
Alrighty, well, might as well end. We'll pick up next time.
Let's go. Well, I guess I'll end the stream there. But yeah, thanks for those who watched. That was a lot of fun. That was a good session.
We get some new followers. Thanks everybody.
Yo, Linkmaster, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I appreciate you
in.
checking it out. Alrighty, guys.
On Domino's quest to get his money back.
Yeah, for sure.
The last campaign was Save the World. This is get my money back.
Yeah.
Man, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll end the recording there. Thanks, guys.